Yeah, I'm in the game trying to level up. Yeah, I'm in the game trying to level up. Yeah, I'm in the game trying to level up. These other haters, man, they trying to settle up.
Hello, and welcome to this episode of Ninja Talk. We're here today to discuss Venom 2, starring Tom Hardy, of course. It's your boy Mike. I'm here with my co-host Eric
Hey, what's going on, yo?
and Carl.
So,
We'll be discussing the movie, the plot, some of the characters, all that good stuff. So, without any further delays, what are you guys' opening thoughts on the movie?
I mean, I don't know. For a sequel, it wasn't bad. I guess. Didn't really wow me too much. I mean, it was cool to see Carnage, create some carnage, pun intended. But nothing, 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 you know, nothing fantabulous, spectacular. It was a good watch. I'd watch it again.
I feel you. What about you, Carl?
it was just as good as the first one. It's definitely a good watch, but I would say that it stayed at the same level of excitement as the first one. Like the first one was good, but it's like this one didn't exceed past it. You know what I'm saying? Um, However, there were some things in the film that I wasn't expecting. Um, when homeboy he ate the Carnage symbiote at the end. I wasn't expecting that. I was like, oh, damn. And then
Cannibalism.
yeah, and then I wasn't expecting them to have that girl, Francis, in the beginning. Cause I was getting like X-Men vibes from her. Yeah.
Banshee or something like that.
Huh?
Banshee from the way she screams.
Well, nah, I wasn't getting Banshee vibes. I just thought she was probably part of the new set of mutants that was coming out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know how X-Men always introducing some kind of new set of mutants.
Yeah,
I
I
thought she was
got you.
probably one of those.
Got you.
I feel like she was mad random. Like, why does she have this power? What was up with her eye? It was just so random.
You don't remember?
She got shot.
Yeah,
but
she got a new one. Yes.
Obviously there was some government type experiments going on that they didn't elaborate on, but it was just so random. Her character, just everything about it.
Yeah. She didn't really need to. If she wasn't there, the movie still could have progressed.
Yeah.
She didn't really have an essential role.
Especially in the ending when once Carnage and Cletus Cassidy start fighting, having their little internal struggle,
right?
And then they grab Anne to go kill her. She's telling Carnage, that's she's like, baby, that's way too much. And it's I already sensed the hero vibe from even before they got to the church to have the fight. But it's just it's I was expecting a hero vibe scene, like a villain turns to good guy type thing. But it was just the consistency. It's if you're gonna be a bad guy, be a bad guy. If you're gonna be a good guy, be a good guy. Don't, near the last 2 seconds of the film, oh yeah, let me switch sides. Set tripping.
Give me that wishy-washy bullish. Yeah, I feel you.
She had a redemption arc with no arc. Uh,
Instant redemption.
but have you guys seen the movie Natural Born Killers?
Nah.
It's like an old movie from like maybe the 90s, maybe late 80s. I'm not gonna lie, I tried watching it because I thought it was gonna be a good movie and it wasn't. Um, but anyway, the point is it starred Woody Harrelson and he plays a serial killer and he's kind of like with another girl that's also a serial killer. So I
Mhm.
feel like this movie was kind of like paying homage to that movie by having a couple basically raising Carnage. But I do like the whole serial killer vibes. I feel like they could have done even more with it from like a mystery aspect, maybe.
Yeah.
Just kind of like the way Venom solves where the bodies are hidden in like 2 seconds. They could have went deeper with that a little bit.
Yeah.
Give us a little Scooby Doo moment.
I feel like they humanized Cletus Cassidy just a little too much.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Like they made you like feel bad for him at some point in the film. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
I don't want to feel bad for this guy. Like, dude, like in the comics, he kills like not hundreds, but he's killed a lot of people. But in the film, they're like, yeah, he's only killed like two people: his grandmother and his mom and dad. Okay, well, three people. But it's like they made it seem so humanized that you felt bad for the guy, and I'm just like, nah, fam. I want to hate this guy. I want to hate his guts. Like I want to throw up on his corpse.
Yeah, I did like the
What?
whole backstory with that too. Um, and in a weird way, I kind of like the way they presented that backstory too with the little cartoons. But yeah,
Well,
um, most serial killers are born from abuse, so
True,
it made
true.
it made sense that we got that background.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
digging it. I was digging the whole criminal psychology, like, oh, and that scene where he's like, bro, you didn't write the whole story. You didn't tell my side. You didn't tell me. You didn't say my dad abused me. My grandma abused me. I don't know. I thought that was kind of interesting.
yeah.
I mean, isn't that really how it always is though?
Of course.
Like, yeah, like they never really tell you, what really caused, said person to grow up the certain way they did and, live the life that they currently live in. It's never, shed light on. But either way, it's yeah, I mean, even if they did, it'd still be found as a guilty, terrible person. So it's like, would it even matter if they did?
Right.
Mm. But I feel like the movie in general was like too short. Like they could have fleshed out some things plot wise, I think.
Hmm.
Just like an extra like 15 minutes. I'm not asking for a lot, but I don't know, it was like a quick watch. I was like, damn, movie's over already. But yeah, overall, I think it was pretty solid. Uh it's okay. Compared to the first one, a little bit better than the first one. I was gonna rewatch the first one because I kind of forgot what happened. And
Same.
like when I watched the first one, I kind of like wasn't like fully locked in, paying attention to everything. So I was gonna rewatch the first one, and then I just never did.
It just never happened.
I was like, ah, you know what? Let me just go watch the second one. Um, but yeah, it was solid. It was alright. I think the only issue with this movie is it's like over here by itself, connected to nothing.
Yeah.
Um, it's like, all right, Fox doing its own thing over here.
You mean
Um,
Sony?
Sony, my fault. There's Sony. Oh my God, Sony. You got Sony, Fox, and Marvel making movies.
Nah, Fox is gone, bro. They
Well,
got bought out by Disney.
all right, cool,
So
cool, cool.
Fox is no more. We don't get any more terrible superhero movies from Fox.
Good, 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 good. No Fantastic Four coming. No
Hell
sequel.
no.
No sequel to Fantastic Four on the
Oh
way.
God. Oh no. No.
Um, but yeah, overall, solid movie.
Awfulness. So sorry.
Not Fantastic Four. Venom was a solid movie. I'd watch it again for sure. I kind of like the dynamic between Eddie Brock and Venom himself. Obviously, the
Yeah.
witty banter between the two.
Like they're like basically soulmates.
I like the in the
Uh,
ending when they did that like that little like a reference to the new Spider-Man movie.
mm.
So I'm hoping they kind of bring Venom into the Marvel universe.
Um,
Yeah.
it'd be very interesting to see how they do that.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
And bring like, cause I'm definitely feeling Sinister Six vibes all around. So what if they did like something like the Sinister Six versus the Avengers? Just I don't know. Maybe in like almost one solo movie, or I don't know. I don't know. But it would probably be like a big collab movie. It was
Um,
like another Spider-Man movie because they did, announce, 3 more Spider-Man movies.
right.
So
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna bring. I don't know what they're gonna do with Venom. Um, and I'm saying that from a place of watching the new Spider-Man movie, and I don't want to spoil anything, but it's gonna be very interesting
spoiler
to
free.
see how they do it. I don't know. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be something weird that we can't predict. Um, if they do it at all, they might just leave Venom over here. But we'll
But I mean, I don't know. I feel like are we satisfied with the only, Venom versus Spider-Man that we got in the first iteration? Was it Sam Raimi Spider-Man? Hmm.
Topher Grace.
Are we like satisfied with that?
I want to see Venom more as like an actual villain and less of like an anti-hero. I think that'd be
Yeah.
a little more fire.
Mm.
Yeah.
But
So basically, what you're saying is that first performance just didn't give you enough oomph. So you just want to see it perfected.
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I'll say that. Yeah, for sure. Because when they announced these Venom movies, I was like, okay, so is he? I was expecting more of a villainy movie. I was
Yeah.
kind of caught off guard with what they gave us.
Yeah.
Um,
They
I mean,
showed
I
us
think
like a humorous side of Venom, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
okay, yeah. I guess he's not a bad dude like, we thought he was.
well, I know he is different. I mean, I never really read any Venom comics. I haven't really read a lot of comics, honestly. But I know there's there's like a Lethal Protector storyline. So
right,
Venom has been an anti-hero before in comic books.
right,
So
right, right.
I don't think that part is too out of characteristic for him. Maybe like the whole witty banter back and forth thing, like being upset and jealous and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Maybe a little out of character, but I mean, they kind of do that to everybody they bring to the big screen. They always change them in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
So
Um, it's probably because like we got the Venom movie before it was introduced in Spider-Man. Like I feel like if he was introduced into Spider-Man first, he would have been like a pure villain and then turn anti-hero.
mhm.
But they just gave him his own movie. So they were like, let's just go anti-hero route.
Mm.
Feel me?
I wonder what they're gonna do with that cop that was left hanging, in the film.
Which cop?
In the ending when that cop that was fighting Francis
Did he die?
or Shriek. No, in the ending he woke up. Like his eyes woke up and it was like glowing like a different color and he was like monsters.
Hmm.
Snap, I missed that. Ooh.
So I wonder what they're planning on doing with that one. I think maybe this is just a guess. This is a shot in the dark. Maybe they might introduce the other symbiotes through him.
I was thinking that myself. Like, how are they gonna bring in like? Because there's been more than just Carnage and Venom. There's been like
Yeah.
a crap
think
ton.
I think Carnage ends up having his little set of symbiotes.
Yeah.
Um, and then Venom ends up getting some more symbiotes too. Um, and then like, well, according to the comics, he gets purged of his evilness.
Hmm.
That's where we get like I think it was like anti Venom.
Question.
You.
How is Carnage created in the comics? Because I wasn't really expecting the whole bite Eddie Brock, taste his blood, turn into Carnage thing to happen.
um.
I know in the comics, Cletus Cassidy and Eddie Brock were cellmates.
Yeah.
They were like kind of like how Francis and Cletus Cassidy were cellmates, but Eddie Brock.
Okay.
I mean, it didn't stray too far from it. Homie went to visit him in jail, bit him, you know. Uh, but to answer your question, I don't know.
So I think in the comics there was a prison outbreak, and maybe him and Eddie Brock got into a tussle. He caught his blood somehow. Carnage is born. So probably definitely blood related in both.
Okay.
I would imagine.
Swapping body fluids. I got it. All right.
Oh jeez.
So they kept the whole prison thing. Okay, I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. Bet. Um, did you guys have any like one specific favorite scene or scenes?
The ending when Venom picks up Cletus Cassidy after he finishes eating up Carnage, and then the guy Cletus Cassidy is telling Eddie Brock like how he never got all his hints. All he ever wanted was friendship, and then Venom's like, "Yo, f this
This
guy."
guy.
Eats his head off. I was like, "Dang, that was hilarious."
That's awesome. Oh man.
I feel you. That's probably my favorite
But
scene
yeah,
too.
that was a good part.
Man's trying to have like a whole redemption arc and whatnot. And he's like, nah. Nah, we don't want to hear that.
Nah. I mean, my favorite scenes. Anything with Michelle Williams. No, I'm kidding. Um,
Michelle Williams was Shriek, right?
nah.
No.
She plays what's her face.
The girlfriend?
Okay.
Yeah,
Damn, I'm thinking
ex-girlfriend.
about Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child.
Facts.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Um, favorite scenes. I don't know. I might have to steal Carl's. You can go with Carl's on that one. That was a pretty good scene. 'Cause, I mean, they found the compromise. You can like, eat all the bad guys. Go for it.
I also
I'm
like
just
the scene where he takes over Mrs. Chen. Just kind of like the way his eyes change. I was like, oh, I was kind of dope the whole banter
Mm.
between Michelle Williams characters and Venom at that moment was dope.
Mm.
Um,
Oh, like Venom is in love with her. So.
that's some funny stuff, bro. And the when she tells him that she's getting married, that seems hilarious too.
Yeah.
Man's like, I'm gonna make you cry now. That's hilarious.
I mean, all in all, this was like a funny movie. Like, I mean, there was definitely some, hilarious moments we all, just mentioned, obviously. Um, yeah, I mean, I can't really say like the action stood out crazy
Mhm.
a lot for me. Um, from what I do remember, it's pretty good. I think the last like fight scene between Venom and Carnage was pretty good. And then
Right.
the whole little funny banter before they started fighting. He was like, "Oh, don't tell me it's a red one." He's like, "Oh shit, it's a red one." Um, yeah, like fight scenes were okay for me.
I like the I don't know if it was intentional, but probably was. I like the throwback to the Sam Raimi Spider-Man
Mm,
where they're fighting in like a church, obviously, and with the church bell, that
Mm.
exact thing happens in Spider-Man 3.
yep.
So I kind of like the throwback. I don't know if it was like intentionally paying homage to that movie, but I'm gonna pretend it was.
We'll take it. I don't know. You guys kind of happy that we got a deeper look into like Venom and Eddie Brock's relationship from the first movie?
Mhm.
How they like kind of basically became freaking, I don't even know, like I said, soulmates and like freaking best bros. Like they do everything together. Their whole little their
It's weird.
whole little fight.
It's definitely weird. Oh
It's
man.
funny because in the comics, it's like you're not supposed to bond with your symbiote,
Hmm,
but because supposedly the symbiote is supposed to draw strength from you till you die, and then it
yeah.
leaves you and goes to the next host.
Mm.
But it's like Venom ends up enjoying staying with Eddie Brock to the point where when they split that period where they split up, he was all sad and crap. He goes, "Yo, dude would have been so happy for what I done tonight when he was at that party."
Oh man, I forgot about that scene, bro. Oh man, that's some funny stuff. Some funny stuff.
I was
uh,
I was kind of hoping that if and I feel like if it was just a tad bit longer, they could have steered in that direction. But I was kind of hoping Anne was gonna leave Dan,
Yeah.
come back to Eddie. They end up, kind of kicking it off, and then she ends up getting her own symbiote. And then they have like an offspring, and he gets her pregnant. They have their own kid, and then their kid gets a symbiote, something like that. I don't know. I thought that would have been cool
Right.
if they
I,
if they did something like that.
I
Own little
mean,
Venom family.
yeah.
honestly, I thought Shriek was gonna get her own symbiote.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought, like in the comics, I think I read like I saw different videos on like different symbiotes. I could have sworn there was one called Shriek. I was
Mm.
like,
Yeah, you're
huh.
right. You're right. Cause I was just thinking about it too.
I was like, oh, that's interesting. I was like, oh, we're about to get multiple symbiotes in this movie. But I felt that might have been like a little too much.
Mm.
It would have
Just a little bit.
it would have been
Yo, what if that cop ends up becoming Shriek? Because like his eyes start glowing at the end. I know they're trying to do something with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Either he gets powers or he gets a symbiote. You know what I'm saying? Because in all that like clashing and whatnot, at some point he probably got something from somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I'm trying to remember that opening scene. I felt like that scene was kind of random too. Just trying
Which one?
like that whole scene where Shriek gets shot and loses the eye.
Hmm.
Like
Oh, okay.
I forget what they were doing.
I think they were like leading it up into the storyline as to what happens. Because like she was saying that like they were coming to get her because they can't control her powers.
Mhm.
They're gonna put her somewhere else.
Mm.
And then they came, got her. They had her in the back of the car, transferring her to the other spot. And then she ends up like trying to break out. And then that's when homie shoots her in the eye,
Right.
thinking he kills her. But
Hmm.
the whole entire time they had transferred her over to the other spot.
Government experiments. But
Yeah.
I was kind of expecting to see Clay in that scene with her somewhere, shape or form. And I was
Yeah,
kind of like confused, like why he wasn't.
right.
It just
Cool.
just in the moment felt a little random. I kind of see what they did with that, but
Yeah. So just to go back to the detective's name is Patrick Mulligan. So I guess hold on to your butts. In the comic books, he actually becomes a spawn of the Carnage symbiote called Toxin.
mm,
There we go. Yep, that's gonna
So
be no, that's gonna be the third movie.
yeah, so I think Toxin is going to be the next symbiote we see on the big screen. And I honestly don't really know um, too much about Toxin. So, but yeah, so that might, been a little Easter egg for his eyes glowing and all that ish. Because, like you said, through the whole battle, he might have got like stabbed or some ish went on. I don't know. But he's definitely got a symbiote for sure.
For sure.
bad.
Because I remember before the film came out, this was maybe even like a year ago, like way before they were even talking about a Venom 2. I heard somebody say that they believe that the third film would be about Toxin, just like
Mm,
kind of going along with the storylines. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because like Venom gives birth to to Carnage. Carnage gives birth to Toxin. Toxin gives birth off to I forgot who comes after him. I think it might even be the street chick you're talking about. Cause like they didn't
mm.
really like talk about if she's dead or not. Like the thing fell on her, but that bell fell on her, but they don't
Yeah,
tell us if
Oh
she's
yeah,
dead.
I
maybe
thought
she
she
got into the
lived.
middle.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought she lived that entire time. I was like, there's no way
Yeah.
she died. No way.
I'm thinking maybe she probably did. They probably might try to like finagle that in there. Like, yeah, I lived and I went into hiding and all this crap.
I lived.
But you would need something like how do you lift that?
I
Bro, she
mean,
got she got the supersonic breath, bro.
Just
yeah,
I don't think that's enough.
super shouting, bro.
Oh man.
I mean, she has to be yelling for a hell of a long time to get that shit high enough. You better roll out,
Like crack
like.
it, maybe. Maybe you could crack it.
But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much that would work because you think of a bell. Yeah, that's gonna be like half that. That sound like bouncing all around.
Mhm.
True.
So I don't know. My explode her eardrums before that makes any like a dent
Right.
in that bell.
Man.
bleeding and all that. Yeah. So maybe unless she has got the symbiote somehow too.
Mm.
Because I mean, didn't Carnage like have her penned up at one point or something at the end?
Mhm.
So
But yeah, he was
Think so.
ready to kill her, I guess.
yeah,
Carnage was everywhere, bro. He was like his body was everywhere.
he's like, Dad, I'm gonna kill you. All right, bro.
Oh yeah, that part was hilarious. He goes, "Get ready to die, father," and then the priest is like, "No." He's like, "Not you,
Not you.
father. That father." Yo, I was rolling.
I was like, and the comedy actually works in this, so it's just like, wow.
Yeah, it was
Now
different.
that being said, the comedy in this versus the comedy in the Thor movies.
Oh God, no,
It's not there
man.
yet. It's developing, but it's not there yet.
I mean, it's a different type of comedy. Like Thor is catered for kids. This is more a little darker, I guess. Just a little bit. It's dark
You
yet
enjoy
light.
that darker humor.
Yeah, it's dark yet light at the same time in a weird balance way.
Twilight.
I like. Uh,
Oh man.
like they could have went hella dark with Venom, but
They could have.
they could have went hella dark, but they made it friendly to other
Yeah.
audiences, and I'm
Well,
okay with
that
it.
be
I'm okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm satisfied with what we got so far.
Hmm.
Like I don't know. I feel like I mean, how much more darker would you really make it though? Like just showing them bite people's heads off, like
Yeah.
ripping people in half. Like I don't know. Like
I mean, I feel like Eddie Brock would let him kill some prisoners. I guess.
well, I mean, he did say he like eat all the bad guys. So
But
I
he's
don't
like,
know.
no, you can't prove that they actually committed those crimes. I'm like, all right, bro. Sure.
Now you nitpicking, bro.
Like I'm assuming has to be max security prison, bro. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they did the crime.
No doubt about it.
Oh man.
uh, now, like seeing the tone that Venom sets, like, what do you think the tone is gonna be like for Morbius?
That I just watched a trailer on it, and that looks a little darker. Like I don't think there's gonna be any humor in it.
Mm.
Just based on
No,
the
no, for sure.
just based on the trailers. Thinking back to like Morbius's character, he doesn't seem like a funny dude at all.
No, no.
So I don't really see any humor in there. Um, it's probably gonna be PG-13 though, so I don't think we're gonna see like a lot of gore or anything. So I don't know. I I think the tone's gonna be similar without the humor, basically. I yeah,
Yeah,
it's definitely gonna be a
possibly.
more serious film, I think. Yeah.
That would be interesting to see. Um, Morbius is the guy that becomes the vampire, right? He's like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
uh, yeah, that'd be kind of interesting to see them make that PG-13. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder if it's already
It's
rated.
like, oh, it's already rated.
I'm about to check.
Rated R.
It's
Yeah,
like,
it's PG-13.
that's
Mm.
interesting. Now, I just want to see how they're gonna do it without like introducing all that blood and stuff. You know what I'm saying
It's like
experiments and all that stuff.
cut
Just kind of
away.
like his whole storyline.
Like right before you see somebody start bleeding, they're gonna cut away to something else.
Mm.
Mm.
maybe just show you the shadow of them like strike down or something like, let you see it without you letting you actually see it. You know what I mean?
Damn,
100%.
it's crazy. Yeah, man.
Yeah, they got all those movie magic tricks. Like, oh, I didn't see it, but I know what you were going for. Good, that's what I was going for.
And is Morbius Sony or Disney?
Sony.
Okay.
Yeah, Sony Pictures.
So it's gonna be hit or miss. It's
Basically.
gonna be hit or miss.
I mean, 'cause, like Sony's only ever did what Spider-Man movies, so
Right.
I mean, this is kind of what new territory for them.
Mm. I'm excited though. I'm excited.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's always exciting to see if they can live up to the fans' expectations,
And I
and
feel
if
like
not, be ruined.
this movie is kind of like flying under the radar a little bit. No one's talking about it. So I feel like there's no expectations.
Yeah, it can be true. Maybe maybe people. I don't know. That's definitely a possibility. And when it comes out, it's just like fire. Like, oh my god, why did we not why haven't we been talking about this? Like, I don't know. Y'all was sleeping on this because Jared Leto was in it.
You know how they say every actor deserves like a second chance, like
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds from Green Lantern to Deadpool,
Oh god.
Ben
Yes.
Affleck Daredevil, Batman,
Yeah.
Chris Evans Human Torch.
Uh,
I think this is gonna be another one.
Jared
Joker.
Leto Joker to Morbius.
Yes, it's gonna be another one. Get your memes ready.
You remember Jared Leto picture Joker? This is him now. Feel old yet? I don't have high hopes going in, so I mean, I quelled myself. I'll be so because I mean I don't really know much about Morbius except for the little bit that I seen him in from the Spider-Man cartoon when I was younger. That's about it.
Okay.
So, like giving me this movie, like, oh yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna watch it.
Right.
I'm not gonna have like expectations to the roof
Right.
because one, who the hell is Morbius, and
Right.
two,
Yeah,
I don't even know what two is. But basically, whose man's is this? Like, why do I care? Like, so.
And then we'll see how all that ties back into this Venom universe.
Venom verse,
Yes, sir.
Spider-Man verse.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm assuming with these next three movies is going to be like in the MCU.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, let's go into final thoughts. Final thoughts on Venom, y'all. Before you guys go watch Spider-Man, what are your final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Like I said before, good watch. I'm curious to see if they ever bring Ed Hardy's Spider-Man over to fight Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I'd be interested to see it. I'm not sure how they would do it. Might be a little wonky, but I mean, I'm sure this is a comic book world. I'm sure they could, find some kind of storyline to pull from, and like, oh, so how does that work? Well, let me tell you. You know what I mean? um, so I thought it was good. I mean, like I said before, not anything spectacular. I'd rate it maybe just a smidge above the original. Just because I like the Carnage and Venom fight more than the Venom and other dude fight from the first one. I don't remember his name.
Right.
Um, the CEO of that company that was doing the symbiote tests, or no, the dude in charge.
Right.
But
Right. Right.
anyway, yeah, it was a solid movie. I'm curious to see where Venom goes from here.
All right, Carl. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I don't have to say too much. The film was pretty good. I mean, it didn't, like I said earlier, it didn't exceed past the first film. However, I did wish it was just a tad bit longer, just to kind of expound on certain parts. Like Shriek's past. You know, future with Anne and Eddie. Uh, and they kind of just left us hanging with when we got the clip of like when Venom is getting ready to show Eddie his like history, and then like they have the blip, not really a blip, but that glitch,
Right.
and then they're looking on the TV and they see Spider-Man, you know. But definitely interested in seeing what they plan to do in the future. Um, it just opens my mind to like more, just sparks
Oh,
like curiosity on what
possibilities.
what they want to do and how they're gonna do it.
I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, Venom. Overall, solid movie. I feel like this movie is like Captain Marvel in a way that like in terms of like when it came out, like Captain Marvel came out like right before Endgame,
Mm.
and that movie was just there kind of to like hold us over a little bit. Like here you go, here's a little something something we put together for y'all. I
Like
feel
it's
like,
a little snack.
and then Venom 2 came out, kind of right before Spider-Man. We're all waiting for Spider-Man, but here's Venom while you wait for that. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of how I took it. Um, it was I nothing special, spectacular. Just like a nice little appetizer. Um, that being said, you all have to watch Spider-Man in theaters. It's the only way to do it. Got to do it proper. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Right.
Cool.
That's all she wrote.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our show. All of us here at Ninja Talk would like to thank you for tuning into tonight's episode. If you enjoyed the show, make sure you follow us on Twitter at Ninja Talk 3, follow our Facebook, Instagram pages at Ninja Talk the podcast, and be sure to check out our YouTube channel of the same name, where we'll be posting even more content. Podcast episodes drops every week on Anchor and Spotify, so make sure you subscribe to get upload notifications. Once again, my name is Mike, and this has been Ninja Talk.